Lines now at nauseum. Jarrett Stidham making his first career start in a very long time. Has only made a handful of starts. And the AFC Championship game at 3 p.m. Eastern Time in Denver starts Championship Sunday. Drake May and the Patriots have never won a playoff game in Denver. Jarrett Stidham, the whats, the ifs, the ands, the buts, all of that gets put aside when this game kicks off in just a couple of hours. Broncos reporter Jeff Legwold joining us on SportsCenter right now. Jeff, good morning to you. How have the Broncos been preparing Jarrett Stidham to play against the Pats?
Well, good morning, fellas. They tried to keep it as normal as possible, if that is possible. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's trying to do something that nobody's done since 1972. Roger Staubach, the last quarterback to start his first game of a season in a conference championship game. So Sean Payton's message to the Broncos all week has been that, look, he's not worried about Stidham, that he was worried about the rest of the guys doing what they needed to do. So I would look for them to keep things as normal as possible. But Stidham's actually been in the offense, Sean Payton's offense, 1 year longer than Bo Nix. So he's got more experience with the playbook, but I would look for things to get the ball out of his hands quickly, to keep him out of harm's way. And he will, I believe, take a few shots down the field today because he is inherently aggressive when he faces pressure.
Sure, he does have some pretty good targets there, and he also has that very vaunted Broncos defense playing at home. They can get after the quarterback, but so too can that Patriots defense. Turn it over the Texans 5 times last week. Sunday, today, going to mark 749 days since Stidham's last pass attempt in the regular season or playoffs. Jeff Legwold joining us this morning on SportsCenter with the latest. Thanks, Jeff.
Those with a positive outlook for the Broncos would say he's well rested. We have Damien Woody now with us on SportsCenter AM. Damien, what are your expectations for Jarrett Stidham today?
Yeah, Randy, can I offer you a 2-piece no biscuit here? How about that? Listen, first of all, let's start by getting Jarrett Stidham going early, building his confidence early in the game. I think when you talk about a guy who hasn't played much since 2023, get his confidence going early. But more importantly, keep him in early down and distances. Stay ahead of the chains. The last thing you want is Jarrett Stidham to be facing a bunch of 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 plus, because then that's when Mike Vrabel and that defense will unleash all types of things as far as that defensive package is concerned. So they need to stay ahead of the down and distance, run the football and run it early. They didn't have a lot of success last week against the Buffalo Bills, only ran it for 70 yards. They got to get that going early.
Listen, 2-piece no biscuit sounds kind of like how I'm going to ride out this snowstorm later, because the hotel I'm staying at has a chicken place right next door. All right, D-Dub, if the Patriots win this game, if it's the Patriots coming out of Denver with a dub, it's going to be because of what, Damien?
Yeah, I believe it's going to be because of how they protected Drake May. Last week against the Houston Texans, they gave up 5 sacks. Drake May fumbled the ball 4 times, lost 2 of them. And so they need to have a plan of protection to help their rookie left tackle, Will Campbell, who struggled mightily against Will Anderson Jr. last week. So if they protect the quarterback and the quarterback takes care of the football, I think they can have a lot of success, going up against this Denver Broncos defense.
Patriots are 8-0 on the road during the regular season. They were money on the road. They were nice and comfortable on the road. Nice and comfortable, like 75 degrees on the thermostat.
I mean, come on, dude.
D-Dub is doing great down there at home in Jersey. 75 on the thermostat, Damien? Come on.
He's probably sweating.
Let's go.
Oh, I feel – yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good over here. I do have a fan over here, though, so I'm good.
Yeah.
to cool
him down.
Appreciate you, D-Dub. Thank you, man. All right, listen, forget about seeing ghosts, okay? That Sam Darnold is a ghost, dead and gone.
Okay.
That Sam Darnold's not coming back. That horrible mic'd up October night for the Jets, that was 6 years and 4 teams ago.
He went from seeing the boogeyman to becoming the boogeyman. Now 1 win away from completing one of the strangest, yet most impressive journeys to the Super Bowl. The former first-round draft pick sitting down with Chris Berman to talk about it ahead of his 3rd matchup against the Rams.
You can't help but notice some of the narratives that go around with your players, especially Sam.
Think about the book that Sam Darnold could write if he goes on to win this game and then goes on to win a Super Bowl championship.
When you signed here, what did you expect? Coach he's very professional, but he's also going to keep it real and keep it honest with everybody. And we just had conversations about what we envisioned this team being, more importantly, what he envisioned this team being. And I felt like I could be a good fit there. There was so much that was glaring to me as to why I should sign with Seattle, and I'm very happy that I did.
Touchdown, Seahawks! It is number 11, Jackson Smith in Jigba.
As far as down the field, 20-yard passing, it's JSN.
Right.
The other teams, if I know it, they know it.
Yeah.
Yet.
It's not that easy.
That clicked right away. How?
It did. I think it started with the work that we put in to, have that bond and have that chemistry together. I totally understand kind of where he's going to run a route and what to expect from him coming out of a route. But at the same token, the defense just can't predict it. And so I think it's a good thing for a receiver to have that ability.
Inside, ball is caught, touchdown!
The 2 Ram games this year. I mean, it's obvious where I'm going, but maybe
Right.
not. The first one had a rough game,
Right.
4 turnovers. This isn't news. Yet the team almost won.
Yeah.
Your middle linebacker, Ernest Jones, said, I'll leave out some of it. That's
Right.
our quarterback.
It's football, man. And he's our quarterback. We got his back, and you got anything to say, quite frankly, you.
What did you take from that maybe you already knew about this team halfway through, about togetherness?
You don't want to have games like that. And for a guy like EJ to be able to say that, I know that our entire team feels that way. For him to say that, it meant a lot to me.
Looks inside, it's caught! The Seahawks win 38-37.
Hard to say your favorite moment of the year thus far, but it's got to be way up there, especially against the same team that we just talked about.
It was a great moment. I think, for our entire team to come back and win that game, we shouldn't have been in that situation. That was crucial for us to be able to get that win, obviously, and put us in a good position to get the 1 seed and do what we want to do moving forward.
What do you have in your pocket, Sam, knowing what they are?
Right.
What can you put into use Sunday that, this isn't some team we haven't seen for 3 years?
For me, I'm just going to go through my process. I'm going to go through my process just as we did for the 3rd 49ers game. I think the biggest thing is just going out there and letting it rip. Seeing what the defense is giving me and letting it rip and not looking back.
With the win, he makes history. He'd be the 8th quarterback to start a Super Bowl in his first season with the team. Since 2000, it has happened 4 times, to the last to do so being actually his opponent today, Matt Stafford. He did it in 2021. The year after, Tom Brady did the same thing. They met twice in the regular season. Those 2 games so close. They were only separated by 3 points total. 1 needed overtime to settle, and the home team won each game. You up for another round? Yes, please. So too is Kimberly A. Martin, who joins us on SportsCenter this morning from Lumen Field in Seattle. I'll answer my first question. Does Kimberly Martin have a hat with her today? Yes, she does. Now I'm going to ask you a question, K-Mart. What did Sean McVay tell you about the challenge of preparing for the Seahawks team for the 3rd time this season?
Well, good morning, Randy. So yesterday was Sean McVay's 40th birthday, but when he and I spoke on the phone, he told me he wasn't interested in celebrating the milestone. Instead, he said, as long as we're playing on my birthday, or I'm preparing to play on my birthday, that's all the blessing that I need. And he said, as long as we're doing that, we're doing okay. But beating Seattle for a 2nd time this season won't be easy. I asked McVay about the challenge of facing the Seahawks and their vaunted #1 defense, and he said, they're a real pain in the ass to prepare for. He said, but it's a beautiful challenge. We love that challenge, and we love the fact that we have the opportunity and to go through and face this team. But his players are very confident in being quote-unquote road warriors for a 3rd straight week. In fact, their defensive end, Kobe Turner, said the scars that have calloused over a season, the mental fortitude that they've shown in recent weeks is proof that they can outlast anyone for 4 quarters, even overtime. But get this, Kobe Turner said, while Seattle was sitting back with that #1 seed, we were out there getting tested week after week after week. And he said, we always talk about we're all we need, we're all we have, and that's good enough. He said, we're going to come into the stadium, and we are going to prove that we are ready for this moment.
Kimberly Martin, this is going to be the first playoff game in NFL history between teams that had 2 games decided by 2 or fewer points during the regular season. So says Randy Scott. Kimberly, thank you. I can't wait to see the hat this morning.
Damien Woody and Herm Edwards are with us now. Kmart is the best of sports. We continue to talk the sport of football with these two, as we get confused for each other all the time. So that's honest. It's usually not on site is the problem.
Can she finally get a warm location?
No,
come on.
She can't.
They won't do it to her.
It's 28 degrees and she's out there no hat, Coach. She's tougher than all of us. Damien, I want to start with you. The key for the Rams today, if they want to win on the road, is what?
Protection, man. You got to protect Matt Stafford. And I think that there's 2 names that's going to be key in doing that, and that's Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. I think they're going to need to run the ball. You're going to need to run the ball. You're going to need to stay in those manageable down and distances on the road in Seattle. Coach knows this. This is one of the hardest venues to play in. Very hard to hear. Last thing you want to be is 3rd and 8 long, going up against the Seattle front that brings a variety of blitzes and zone pressures and all those type of things. So they need to stay on the field, keep things down in manageable situations, and that means running the football with those 2 running backs I talked about.
Damien makes a great point, but when you think about this Ram offense, they're really, really tough to deal with when they're throwing the football and Matthew Stafford can stay in the pocket. You think about Puka, you think about Adams, you think about Higbee, you think about Parkinson. Look at that. That's 35 touchdowns to those guys. You got to run the ball some, but at the end of the day, this is where you make your living.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford sitting in the pocket. If they can block him, if they can just protect him in the pocket, he can get the ball to these guys, and all of a sudden this Seattle team has a problem.
It's going to be it is so hard to run on this Seattle defense. Damien, if Seattle gets the win today, it's going to be because they do what?
Yeah, I think it's going to be because they run the football. And Sam Darnold, they're not asking Sam Darnold to do much. I mean, you think about what the Seattle Seahawks have been doing lately. Okay, they've been playing great defense. Their running game has actually picked up towards the end of the season. Sam Darnold, he's just been more of a manager. Okay, but I think in this game, I think the Los Angeles Rams are going to try to force Sam Darnold to beat them. And that's what we're going to have to see in this game. Can Sam Darnold exercise demons against this Los Angeles Rams defense? Because he's had some problems in the past against this defense. So can Sam Darnold come through in the biggest game to get to the Super Bowl?
Well, D makes a great point. I mean, if you're Sam Darnold, this is a signature game for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're playing at home. You have an outstanding defense. You've done a great job of getting your team here. Can you get over the hump? Can you beat a guy that's been in a Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At the end of the day, right? That's what it all boils down to now.
Right.
And when you think about Sam Darnold, he's played in a lot of football games. This is one of the bigger games that he's going to play in toward the end of his career, right? I mean, he's getting long in the tooth now. I mean, he's not going to play another 10 years. So he understands, I got a great opportunity right now with this football team.
It's right here. Why not now? Why not right now? Damien and Coach going to be back to preview the AFC match.